Okay, Bianca, we turn now to breaking news we've been following out of Venezuela. Now, according to family members, opposition leaders Leopoldo Lopez and Antonio Ledesma have been taken from their homes where they were under house arrest. Lopez's wife tweeted this video you're seeing here saying, quote, "It's 12:27 in the morning, the moment the dictatorship kidnaps Leopoldo in my home," end quote. Lopez was detained for 3 years after protests against Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro's government and sentenced to more than a decade in prison. Meanwhile, Ledesma is a former mayor of Caracas. He was detained in 2015.
And this all comes as the Trump administration takes strong action against Maduro following Sunday's election, which was designed to give Maduro absolute power in the troubled nation.
And CBS 4's Rielle Creighton joins us now live in the newsroom with reaction from the White House and here in South Florida. Rielle.
Good morning. The White House has not only imposed some sanctions, but said they'd continue monitoring the situation in Venezuela and consider additional sanctions.
Yesterday's illegitimate elections confirm that Maduro is a dictator who disregards the will of the Venezuelan people.
The U.S. announces sanctions against Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro 1 day after Maduro declared victory in a controversial election that allows him to further consolidate power.
We have a constituent assembly. I said, come hell or high water, and hell and high water came, and the Constituent Assembly arrived from the hand of the people.
The U.S. had earlier warned the socialist government there'd be consequences if Maduro went ahead with Sunday's election.
As a result of today's sanctions, all assets of Maduro subject to U.S. jurisdiction are frozen, and U.S. persons are prohibited from dealing with him.
At a Venezuelan restaurant in Doral, the vote was the main topic of conversation.
The biggest demonstration of fraud that we have in history.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge. The situation, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Eduardo Gamarra, a politics and international relations professor at Florida International University, says he's skeptical about the impact that U.S. sanctions would have.
When Cuba fell to Castro in 1959, many people who fled the island thought this is going to be a matter of months. This is going to be a matter of years. And here we are 60 years later, and the Castro still has control over Cuba.
Well, President Maduro addressed the sanctions imposed by the U.S., saying that he doesn't take orders from foreign countries. He took a shot at President Trump, saying he's, quote, against the Ku Klux Klan that governs the White House, end quote. In the newsroom, Rielle Creighton, CBS 4 This Morning.